Hello?
Hello?
All right. I'd like to call to order, go on the record, in proceeding number 24G-0395TO. We are here today for Colorado Public Utilities Commission as complainant against Debonair Limited Towing and Recovery. We are here for an evidentiary hearing. This hearing was scheduled pursuant to decision number R24-0823-I. I'm Kelly Rosenburg. I'm the administrative law judge assigned to this proceeding. I'd like to inform or remind all participants that it is the Commission's practice to record and webcast legal proceedings, including this one. And we have a court reporter recording every word stated. I want to let everyone know that if I mispronounce anyone's name, I mean no disrespect. Please just correct me, and I will do my best to correct myself from there on out. And at this time, I would like to take appearances beginning with staff.
Thank you, Your Honor. Assistant Attorney Generals Josh Horman and Justin Cox here today.
Thank you. And do you have a witness with you?
Yes, and we are representing PUC trial staff. With us is Aaron Hazlett, transportation staff.
Thank you. And I will note that respondent is not here in person, nor is respondent appearing remotely. And so this time we will just go ahead and without respondent. I also want to note that we may take a break around 4 p.m. if we're still going at that time. And before you present your case in chief, does staff have any preliminary matters?
No preliminary matters, Your Honor, but I do have paper copies of our exhibits if you'd like one.
I would take them if you have them. That's fine. That would be nice. And I'm happy to take them now, and then and then we can talk about as we go if you'd like, or I could do it exhibit by exhibit, whatever you prefer.
Okay, I can, my approach, and I can...
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Staff, you may go ahead and proceed with your case.
Okay, staff calls staff witness Aaron Hazlett as our witness.
Will you raise your right hand? And do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury? Please proceed.
Before we begin, I'm also going to hand our witness a paper copy of our exhibits as well.
Great. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Ms. Hazlett. And for the record, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. Ms. Hazlett, will you please state and spell your name for the record?
My name is Aaron Hazlett, spelled E-R-I-N, Hazlett, H-A-I-S-L-E-T-T.
Hazlett, where do you work?
The Public Utilities Commission.
And what is your current position with the PUC?
Criminal investigator.
How long have you worked in this position?
3 years and 3 months.
Can you briefly describe your duties as a criminal investigator?
I investigate transportation carriers that are regulated by the Commission, or should be regulated by the Commission.
And before working for the Commission, what did you do prior?
I've been in law enforcement for about 26 years. Before that, I was in the Air Force as a patrol officer investigator. Department of Defense, I was an investigator, and then I worked for the Denton Police Department in Texas as a property crimes detective.
As part of this proceeding, did you investigate a towing company owned and operated by Mr. Cornell Fannings?
Yes, I did.
As a result of your investigation, what actions did you take?
I issued a CPAN to the carrier.
And what were the violations alleged in that CPAN?
They were operating without a towing permit, and that they were operating without filing financial responsibility, aka insurance.
For the record, what does CPAN stand for?
A civil penalty assessment notice.
Thank
Sorry.
you. I'd like to walk through your investigation that led to the issuance of that CPAN. If we could pull up hearing exhibit 100, please, the redacted public version. Thank you. Ms. Hazlett, can you tell me what this document is?
This is our IFMS report. It's an integrated filing management system record report on Debonair Limited.
And if we could scroll down to page 2, please. And how are you familiar with this document?
I pulled the document from the file.
Your standard practice as an investigator to review information on what I'm going to call IFMS, acronym for this document.
Yes, it is.
Is it the practice of the PUC to maintain documents from the IFMS database as part of your regular course of business?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and what did the IFMS report show?
It showed that the Debonair Limited had an inactive towing permit, and then on the second page of the document, it showed that the insurance was canceled.
And how did you come to that conclusion in reading this document? Or can you point to where you came to that conclusion on this document?
On page 1, underneath the name Debonair Limited, it says a status that's inactive. That shows the pending or active status of a towing permit, and right now it shows inactive.
Thank you. Ms. Hazlett, when was the last time you looked at this IFMS report for respondent?
I looked at it last week on the 5th of February.
Is that date shown in this document?
Yes, this is the most current IFMS composite report.
And if we could scroll down to the bottom right corner of this page, you see that date that you just described?
Yes, it shows the 5th of February, 2020.
Thank you. Your Honor, staff moves to admit here in Exhibit 100, both the public version and confidential versions.
Exhibits 100, both versions are admitted.
And you can take this exhibit down. Thank you. After looking at the IFMS report, did you review the respondent's application for a towing permit?
Yes, I did.
To pull up here in Exhibit 101. Would you mind zooming in on this document? Thank you. Ms. Hazlett, what is this document?
This is the printout of the online application for a towing permit for Debonair Limited.
And how are you familiar with this document?
Hold the record in case file.
Is it the practice of the PUC to maintain documents like this in the regular course of its business activities?
Yes, it is.
As part of the application for a towing permit, did respondent confirm the statement and attestation that he is familiar and will comply with the PUC's transportation rules?
Yes, he did. It's a requirement when you are applying for a permit. At the bottom, you have to put your name and the date, and that you affirm that you have read these rules and will comply.
Thank you. Can we scroll down to page 2, please? Okay, and what you just described, is that, do you see that on this page in front of you?
Yes,
Statement? Yeah, okay. In looking at this document, how can you tell then that respondent did make this, or confirmed his statement?
He wrote his name and his date.
Thank you. Your Honor, staff moves to admit here in Exhibit 101.
But 101 is admitted.
And you can take this exhibit down, please. Thanks. Ms. Hazlett, what was the result of the respondent's towing permit application?
It was denied.
And did you review staff's permit denial of respondent?
Yes, I did.
You could pull up Exhibit 102. Ms. Hazlett, what is this document?
This is the permit denial that was sent to Mr. Cornell Fanning.
And how are you familiar with this document?
It was forwarded to me by my supervisor when I was assigned the case.
Is that standard practice as an investigator to review this information and have your supervisor provide you with permit denials?
Yes, it is.
And is it the practice of the PUC to maintain permit denials in their records as a course of business activities?
Yes.
Hazel, can you tell me the date that this document was issued?
February 14th, 2024.
And who issued this denial letter?
Nathan Riley.
Scroll down to the bottom of this page. You see Mr. Riley's name here.
Yes, I do.
Why was this permit denial issued?
Mr. Cornell Fanning was found to have a criminal history, and he was found to have a conviction of a felony within the last 5 years.
Thank you. Your Honor, staff moves to admit hearing exhibit 102.
102 is admitted.
Following his permit denial, did respondent appeal that decision?
Yes, he did.
How did respondent appeal?
He wrote a letter attempting to appeal his case, giving reasons that he made a mistake and that he needed to make money for his family.
I'd like to pull up what's been labeled as hearing exhibit 103. Okay, let's move on. Do you know if there was a decision regarding respondent's permit denial letter?
I believe, yes, I do.
Your Honor, I'd like to take administrative notice of decision R24-0667 in proceeding number 24M-0111P0. This is the decision referencing, or that staff witness Hazlett just mentioned.
Notice taken. Thank you.
Hazlett, turning back to the current proceeding, did staff receive a complaint against the respondent?
Yes.
What prompted your investigation of the respondent?
A complaint was filed.
How did you receive that complaint, or how did the PUC receive that complaint?
It was a fax that came into the Public Utilities Commission anonymously.
Can you describe what the complaint stated?
It stated legal tow company, no permit, no PUC, no DOT, not registered, repo, has tow plates, works for Copart.
And after receiving that complaint, did you conduct a further search of respondent?
Yes, it did.
And how did you conduct that search?
After I confirmed that the permit was inactive, I conducted a Google search to see what kind of footprint I had on the web.
And what did you find part of your internet search of the respondent?
I found that they had a Yelp reviews and pictures on the Yelp page for Debonair Limited that appeared that they were actively towing. They had pictures of a tow truck with vehicles on the tow truck in public places.
You were able to identify the respondent on that Yelp page?
Yes, it appeared that it was the respondent who made the Yelp page, just based off of what it said on the Yelp page, and then the tow truck had Debonair Limited and the phone number that is exactly the same that was from their tow application listed on the tow truck that was pictured on the Yelp reviews.
You mentioned pictures. Did you save any of those photos?
Yes, it did.
Can we pull up what's been marked as hearing exhibit 106? Are these the photos from the Yelp review that you just mentioned?
Yes, it is.
We could scroll through this document, please. And if we could pause on this picture. Ms. Hazlett, what is this picture showing?
It shows that the tow truck that is labeled Debonair Limited with the exact same phone number that was on the towing application is actively towing a car.
You could scroll to the next page, please. Ms. Hazlett, what is this picture showing?
It's showing the tow truck that is labeled Debonair Limited with the same phone number as the towing application. Looks like parked maybe in front of a house.
You could scroll to the next page, please. Ms. Hazlett, what is this picture showing?
The exact same tow truck labeled Debonair Limited at a gas station with a motor vehicle attached to the tow truck.
We could scroll up just a tad to the top right corner, please. Ms. Hazlett, do you see the date in the top right corner of this page?
Yes, I do.
What is the significance of this date?
It's after they were denied a permit.
And is this date when Debonair or ownership of this Yelp review page posted this picture?
Yes.
Can you take this exhibit down, please? Okay, Ms. Hazlett, so after you've reviewed now IFM's an internet search and permit denials of respondent, what did you do next?
I attempted to contact Debonair Limited to conduct a thing to see if they were actively towing.
And what phone number did you use to call him?
The phone number that was listed on the towing application and also what was labeled on the tow truck. There's a Yelp.
Were you able to make contact with the respondent?
Yes, I was.
Forward that conversation with the respondent?
The second phone call, yes.
Second phone call, thank you. I'd like to pull up what's been now marked as hearing exhibit 107. And if we could please play the recording.
Hello?
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 Hey, how you doing, Maddie? It's Cornell.
Oh, hey, sorry to bother you. I've been busy trying to figure all this stuff out.
It's totally fine. I'm a little bit busy. I'm behind like 4 repos. I'm gonna go grab those. Give me about like 3 hours or something, because I might have to chase a couple people down when they see me. Just give me a couple hours, and I'm gonna go take care of that for you.
Oh, you're a repo guy? You don't tow for...
I do private tows. Yeah, I do roadside too.
Oh, okay, so you do both.
Yeah, I do all the tows. Everything that got to do with tows, I do all of it.
Oh, okay. I might go by with a different company though.
Okay, that's so fun.
So, but I thank you for calling me back. I wanted to just verify how much, because
it was
money's tight.
I told you 200 or something. I thought, not 250.
Oh, okay. Was it 200?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, money's kind of tight, especially after the accident. So another company kind of gave a better price.
What is their price? Tell me their price.
150.
All right, I'll match it for you, Maddie.
Okay. Well, I'll get back to you. Give me a call after you finish all your repos and stuff.
All righty.
All right. Thanks. Be safe.
Right. Thank you.
Bye.
And we can take this exhibit down. Ms. Hazlett, was that you on this phone call?
What?
Did the respondent identify himself on this phone call?
Yes, yes. That's Cornell.
What was your general understanding of this phone conversation?
That was all the tows. Private tows. Roadside.
Did he offer to tow your vehicle?
Yes, for $150.
Is it your standard practice as an investigator to record phone calls during investigations?
Yes, it is.
Practice of the PUC to maintain recordings like this phone conversation, the regular course of business activities?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, I'd like to move to admit to hearing exhibit 107.
107 is admitted.
Do PUC rules require towing carriers to have an active permit before they tow a vehicle? PUC rules require towing carriers to maintain and file evidence of financial responsibility with the PUC.
Yes.
Please pull up Hearing Exhibit 108. Okay, Ms. Hazlett, what is this document?
It is the CPAN I issued for Debonair Limited, Towing and Recovery. CPAN is a civil penalty assessment notice.
If we could scroll down to the bottom of this page. Hazlett, is that your signature on the bottom of this page?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, I move to submit Hearing Exhibit 108.
108 is admitted.
Did respondent ever provide the PUC with proof of insurance during the time of your investigation?
No.
Did the respondent ever have an active towing permit issued by the PUC when you initiated this call with respondent?
No.
When was the last time you checked to see if respondent updated his towing permit status and proof of insurance status?
I checked last week, but I checked throughout the investigation just to confirm.
Can we scroll down to page 2 of this document, please? Thank you. Ms. Hazlett, did you serve respondent the CPAN?
Yes, I did.
Does this document show the date that you served respondent?
Yes, it does.
And what is that date?
September 17th, 2020.
And so you can confirm that respondent received a copy of this CPAN?
Yes, he signed this copy, and then I...
Could scroll up to the bottom of page 1. That respondent signature.
Yes, it is.
We can take this exhibit down. Thank you. Ms. Hazlett, based on your investigation, do you have any recommendations for the commission today?
That the cease and desist is issued to the respondent to have him stop towing until he receives a towing permit.
Okay, Your Honor, no further questions.
So I just wanted to, I do have a couple of questions, but also I wanted to point out I don't show that 104, 105, or 106 were offered for evidence. You don't have to do that now, but you can have, if I don't recall that happening. I didn't make a note of it, but you can do some redirect when I'm done if you'd like to those in. Because I just have a couple of questions for you, and sorry, it's kind of an awkward setup here. With regard to the CPAN, and you said respondent signed it, do you mean Cornell Fanning signed it?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, he did.
And then, what was the date of that phone call, or even approximately the phone call recording from Exhibit 107?
I want to say it was June 16th, 2024.
And can you provide a little more context about, I understood from the phone call that you were setting up a tow with him. Can you tell me where the tow, was to and from?
So the previous phone call, for whatever reason, I was unable to record it, but I had called him asking him, I told him in my alias persona that I was involved in a car accident, and I was able to move the vehicle to a fire department where my boyfriend worked, and then it was parked in the back. And so I was asking him if he could tow the vehicle to a caliber collision in Westminster, because that was close proximity to where he was located. And so he had told me he would give me a call back, but he first quoted me about $220.
Thank you. And actually, I don't have any further questions for you.
Okay.
Would you like to do a little redirect?
Your Honor, I think you mentioned 106 not admitted. Is that correct?
I don't show that 104, 105, or 106 were moved or admitted.
Okay, I'd like to move to admit hearing exhibit 106, which is the Yelp review and pictures.
Yeah, sure. Exhibit 106 is admitted.
Thank you. I have no further questions. Actually, no further redirect. Thank you.
And do you have any other witnesses?
We do not. Staff rests.
All right. Well, do you believe you need any written statement of position or a closing? It's really actually up to you whether you think you need that.
Staff would just request that you affirm the 2 violations in CPAN against Mr. Fannings and doing business as Debonair. And that will be it. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Well, I believe that concludes the hearing today. I will issue a written decision, and that will get out in the next 2 weeks or so. And it will explain next steps and make findings of fact and conclusions of law, and we'll discuss the exceptions process. And with that, I will close the record, and this matter is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.